What is up, everybody? Matt Modi here with OddsJam. The week goes on, and then you continue to find value betting on the NFL. So I'm just going to give you more NFL bets to lock in for Week 13. Going to have some player props, going to have some game props. Either way, all mathematically profitable, all found on OddsJam. There's a ton of value here on the page. I'm going to go through as much as I can until the odds change on me. So without further ado, figured let me just give this one last refresh and get started because this brand new play popped up, this Jimmy Garoppolo one that I'm going to have to look into. But starting off, my favorite play of the slate here is this Commanders versus Giants under 41 minus 115 at BetMGM. So the math behind this one is phenomenal. Unders, getting it under a key number like 41 is obviously important because, you know, you get like a 27-17 type game, something like that gets you towards at least this being a push. But of course, the math is more important than anything. And OddsJam prices this to be at about minus 115 and a half. BetMGM is giving it to us at minus 115. All in all, smaller EV play in terms of the percentage, but the reason why I went with this one first is because just because it has a lower EV percent doesn't mean it should be completely avoided. You should still be looking into the markets and everything, finding value even in the smaller ones. So this one, I was able to find some value in. So the play, I mentioned minus 115 at BetMGM. Of course, for a total, what you want to do, the most important thing you can do, looking at the other markets is important, obviously, and it's all a good sign. DraftKings at minus 131, BetRivers at minus 122, Pinnacle at minus 127. That's all good, but we want to look at the event page in a new tab, and we want to see where every other sportsbook prices this total at. So we got it under 41, as you can remember. Look, I mean, we did have to pay a little bit of juice getting it at minus 115, but look at where every other book prices this total. Like Betfred is giving you the same exact odds at a half point lower below that key number of 41. PointsBet does the same thing. They favor it going under at 40 and a half, as does FanDuel, as does DraftKings, as does Tipico and BetRivers, as does FoxBet and Pinnacle. And obviously Pinnacle is the most important one here because Pinnacle is the sharpest sportsbook in the world. And that's Pinnacle right here. Sorry, my camera was blocking that. And then look where the two other sharp sportsbooks price it. BetOnline, Bookmaker, both have it at 40. We are getting it to go under 41. That's a really, really good play. I recommend putting to win a unit on it. I locked this one in at BetMGM. I would have liked to put to win a unit on it, but BetMGM, of course, has me limited, so I couldn't get as much as I wanted. But for those of you at home, this play is worth risking to win a unit. So I wanted to put 115 on this one. They wouldn't let me quite get that, but that's okay. So that's going to be the first betting pick, is this Commanders Giants under 44. Another play, let me give this one again a refresh, make sure that I'm constantly working with the most up-to-date lines. Another underplay at BetMGM, we are looking at under 43.5 plus 110 at BetMGM. Another good play, no vig odds that OddsJam calculates, prices this to be at about plus 107.5, plus 108 if you want to round up. BetMGM is giving it to us at plus 110. And then this one is a little bit different. Instead of selling a half point, we're actually buying points on this one. So we are getting more favorable odds than a normal main line at plus 110. But look, again, it's the same logic. Look where every book prices it. Pretty much even money across the board, except for BetRivers is the closest at plus 106. But every other book, plus 100, minus 101, minus 103, minus 105, minus 101, they all have it for kind of an even money price. BetMGM is giving it to us at plus 110. This is my second NFL betting pick for this video. Now the next one, and this is my first player prop of the video, we're looking at Garrett Wilson over 60.5 receiving yards. Wilson obviously has been incredible without Zach Wilson, basically, when you get the not horrible quarterback playing on the field. It's amazing how much better the receivers do. So over 60.5 yards, he's trending over this without Zach Wilson. Minus 110 at BetMGM. Again, you want to look at the value here. No vig odds, price this at minus 112. We got it at minus 110. that's a good price. And then for receiving yards, kind of similar to a total, what you can do is open the event page in a new tab and just look at where other sportsbooks price this total at. So we want to go to player receiving yards, and we want to look at Garrett Wilson. So we actually see some pretty awesome prices for DFS platforms. If you want to take him on Monkey Knife Fight to go over 55.5, that's great. It's a DFS platform. If you want to take him to go over 58.5 at Underdog, these two right here are Underdog. That's a great price. You can get him for a yard lower at Tipico at -115. To me, I think it makes the most sense to get him at 60.5, get him going over at -110 odds. You can lock this in at BetMGM. And then we see another daily fantasy have him at 61.5, and that would be Thrive. So all in all, really good price here on Garrett Wilson to go over 60.5 receiving yards as my third betting pick for this video. So again, let me just give this one a refresh. So there's a Jimmy G play, passing completions under 22.5, that we can see how this one looks. So this one I actually am going to avoid, and I will tell you why. Not because it's not because it's not mathematically profitable. That's not why I'm saying I don't like it. Like, this isn't a negative EV play, but when you look at this play, what stands out here more? This -113 at Bet Rivers or this -165 at Pinnacle? If you look at the rest of the betting markets, Pinnacle is actually the outlier here, not Bet Rivers. So this bet still could hit, and it's still mathematically profitable. I try to be a little bit more selective with my bets to have a little bit less variance. So this one is something that I will avoid, and that's the exact reason why. Pinnacle is actually the outlier here, not Bet Rivers. So hopefully that makes sense, and the reason why I'm leaving this in is because I do think it's important for people to understand when plays should be avoided and why I avoid certain plays. So when I'm going through the positive EV page, I'm not just locking in every single play that I see here. I'm trying to be a little bit more selective, and that's exactly why. So I have 3 bets locked in total. This is another one that I wanted to look at, this 49ers team total under 24.5. Another good value play here, +105 at PointsBet. The OddsJam No Vig odds price this to be at about +103, round up to +104. Again, we got it at +105 on PointsBet. But again, most importantly, look at the markets here, right? BetMGM -105, Bet Online and Bet Rivers -110, Pinnacle -104. Really awesome price here. PointsBet giving this to us at +105. I will admit, for handicapping, this one makes me a little nervous because of how bad the Dolphins' defense is, but math over handicapping 10 days out of 10, so that's why I'm still adding this to my plays. I'll still bet something as long as it's mathematically profitable, regardless of what I personally feel about it. People that bet off of feelings, I can assure you, don't make any money. So that's why I am locking this one in. And then the last one that I had here was this Packers versus Bears over 44.5. Another play at BetMGM +100 odds. No vig line prices this a little more favorable to occur than +100. Prices it win percentage just above 50%, so it is profitable. And every other book pretty much has it at even money, except for BetOnline, which favors it going over. And BetOnline's obviously a sharp one that we want to compare to. Bet Rivers favors it to go under, but obviously BetOnline has heavier weight than Bet Rivers. Then every other book has it exactly for even money. So this is another good play. I believe this is my fifth one for this video betting slate for the NFL Week 13. So that's going to be it. So I got a lot of plays for you guys to lock in. If you're tailing any and all of them, comment and let me know. But that's all I got. So I do appreciate you guys watching, and have a good one.